Picture your life right now. What do you see? If all you see are struggles and obstacles, know this: that view can change. If you feel like you're standing in the middle of a never-ending storm, there's a way to navigate through it. The transformation starts in the most powerful place you can imagine: your mind. In this video, you'll discover 5 techniques that can shift your mindset from defeat to victory. Each one is built on something incredible that you already have: the power of thought. These aren't just abstract ideas. By the end of this video, there'll be tools you can use every day. Keep watching until the end, because each technique builds on the last, creating a complete shift in perspective. No matter what you're going through right now, someone before you has faced worse and emerged stronger. Imagine being in chains, living with no freedom, no rights, and no control over your future. That was the life of one of the most influential thinkers in history. His name was Epictetus, and he was born a slave in 50 AD. His master was cruel, so much so that he permanently damaged Epictetus's leg, leaving him with a lifelong injury. Yet despite his suffering, he refused to let his circumstances define him. While his body was in chains, his mind remained free. He realized that true power isn't about controlling what happens to you. It's about controlling how you respond to it. Eventually, Epictetus was freed. Instead of being bitter, he built a school to teach others how to find strength in adversity. His wisdom has shaped leaders, warriors, and thinkers for centuries. His ideas influenced Roman emperors, modern CEOs, and even prisoners of war who used his philosophy to survive the unimaginable. If he could find freedom within a life of captivity, imagine what you can do with the challenges you're facing. Your circumstances don't define you. Your response to them does. Epictetus taught one simple but life-changing idea: some things are in your control, and some are not. It sounds obvious, but truly understanding this concept can transform your life. Think about your last major setback. Maybe it was losing a job, a relationship falling apart, or an opportunity slipping through your fingers. Now, take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. On one side, write what you could control. On the other, write what you couldn't. Most people waste enormous mental energy on things they have no influence over. You can't control the past, so why dwell on it? You can't control how others react, so why obsess over their opinions? But what you can control, your effort, your mindset, your response, that is where your power lies. Every time you find yourself stressed or overwhelmed, ask one simple question: is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, take action, nothing in between. This practice isn't just philosophy. It's a mental discipline that rewires the way you approach challenges. Epictetus had almost nothing under his control, yet he refused to let his mind be enslaved. If he could master this mindset, so can you. Now let's take this concept a step further. Once you've identified what's in your control, the next step is to master the way you speak to yourself. Think about the words that run through your mind when you fail. Are they harsh? Do you call yourself a failure? Do you convince yourself that you'll never succeed? If so, you're not alone. But it's time to change that. Imagine your best friend just experienced the same failure. Would you tell them they're worthless? Of course not. You'd encourage them. You'd remind them that failure is temporary and that they have the power to grow from it. So why not treat yourself the same way? The way you talk to yourself determines the way you see the world. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic, wrote down his thoughts as letters to himself. He understood that self-dialogue isn't just talk. It shapes your reality. From now on, every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause. Ask yourself, what would I tell a friend in this situation? Then, use that same voice with yourself. Beyond self-dialogue, Another powerful way to build resilience is by studying role models. The Stoics knew that wisdom isn't just learned through theory, it's learned through example. Think of someone you admire who remains calm under pressure. It could be a historical figure, a mentor, or even a fictional character. What would they do in your situation? How would they think? What decisions would they make? During the Vietnam War, Admiral James Stockdale was captured and held as a prisoner of war for 7 years. He used Stoic philosophy to survive brutal conditions. He refused to give up hope, yet he also accepted reality. He became a leader among the prisoners, helping others endure unimaginable suffering. His mindset allowed him not only to survive, but to emerge stronger. If he could maintain his strength under those conditions, imagine how this approach can help you through your challenges. When faced with adversity, think of your role model and ask yourself, how would they handle this? Then, act accordingly. But what about failure? Most people fear failure and avoid it at all costs. But those who achieve greatness see failure differently. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." He understood that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every mistake, every setback, every rejection is information. It's feedback that helps you grow. Next time you experience failure, don't label it as a loss. Instead, ask yourself 3 questions. What did this teach me? What skills can I develop from this? How does this prepare me for the future? If you approach every failure this way, you'll start seeing them as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Some of the greatest achievements in history came from those who failed the most. The Wright brothers crashed countless times before they achieved flight. Marie Curie conducted thousands of failed experiments before winning the Nobel Prize. James Dyson created over 5,000 failed prototypes before inventing the vacuum cleaner that made him famous. These people didn't avoid failure. They embraced it, and because of that, they succeeded. The final piece of this transformation is goal setting. Most people look at their goals and feel overwhelmed. They want massive results instantly. But the Stoics understood that progress isn't about giant leaps. It's about consistent, small steps. If you want to change your life, start small. Want to get in shape? Begin with a 5-minute workout. Want to learn a new skill? Start with 1 lesson. Want to write a book? Write 1 paragraph. The key is to set goals that you cannot fail. Small actions build momentum, and momentum creates transformation. Let's put all of this together with a real-world example. Meet Sarah. She just opened her dream coffee shop, but after 6 months, sales are down 40%. She's overwhelmed and wondering if she should close. Here's how she applies these 5 techniques. First, she draws a control line. She can't control rising coffee bean prices, but she can control her marketing strategy. Second, she changes her self-dialogue. Instead of thinking, "I'm a failure," she tells herself, "Every great business owner faces challenges." Third, she seeks role models. She reaches out to a successful cafe owner who mentors her. Fourth, she reframes her struggle. Instead of seeing low sales as failure, she views it as market feedback. Finally, she breaks her goal into small steps. Survey 50 customers, test 3 new menu items, adjust the seating layout. 1 step at a time, she turns her setback into a comeback. These techniques aren't just ideas, they're tools for real change. Whether you're facing personal struggles, career setbacks, or life challenges, this mindset will help you overcome them. Comment below about your own experiences. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on mastering resilience. Remember, like Epictetus, you have the power to turn every challenge into an opportunity for growth. Keep building your inner strength, 1 step at a time.